So people who wanted to go a little bit more mature than this would use a separate agent. There's Tenable and Qualys are some of the older ones that had these vulnerability agents that would scan and sync all of these vulnerabilities to their platform. And so really in this way, there were only three ways to scan, and they were all scanning the same thing, right? Which was primarily the underlying operating system with some support for applications. So there was a lot of Windows-based stuff happening here. It was a lot of agent-based or network scans. Typically, people would use both of these things. So the network scanner would be your baseline coverage for your infrastructure, and then the agent would be what would give you the in-depth information about specific ones. But a couple of things is that the application layer itself was largely ignored. Open source was not as proliferated as it is today. A lot of those older vuln scanners took a long time to run. They were looking primarily for first-party code vulnerabilities, not open source version vulnerabilities. So that was one missing category. The other missing category was there wasn't really a tool for misconfiguration scanning, right? You would have some scripts that you could run to maybe look for misconfigurations in vSphere itself, and some different tools that VMware provided over time as the vSphere got more and more complex and standardized with vCenter and different ways to manage multiple servers. But all of that to say, those were some basic tools to provide ways to look for misconfigurations. But here you can see there was a firewall. This is where a network security team would manage the configuration of. A system security team would maybe mess a little bit with the vSphere configuration, but they were mostly concerned with the servers themselves. And so there really wasn't, for most organizations outside of the ones that were pushing large amounts of code, there wasn't even really application security as much of a discipline when it came to vulnerability management. And I think with the cloud, what we miss a lot of times is just the huge increase in the amount of places that are getting scanned, as well as different kinds of scanners that are running.